and welcome back. This is CPAC 2022. It is day one. We are here live all day, every day, and right now I am joined by special guest Alex Bruesewitz.
You got that right. Yes, you got it right. Thanks for having me, Grace.
Thank you. So you had an excellent speech today at CPAC. All of our viewers probably saw it. And you got a standing ovation.
Thank you. Yes, I had a lot of fun and honored to speak. Matt and Mercy Schlapp are wonderful friends, and they do a great job with this conference every year, the whole CPAC team. And so I got to speak about social media and some other fun stuff.
So what is your take on social media, big tech, all these new platforms are rising? What do you think is going to happen in the next few years with that?
Well, I'm really excited about President Trump's new Truth Social platform. I'm a big Truth guy now. I'm on there. I was on the beta test program, and it's really good. I'm really excited to see what he's going to do with that. But I also believe that we need to stay on the platforms that we're currently on, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and fight until the very last tweet is sent. Because that's what they want. They want to push us off their platforms. They want to create these echo chambers. But I don't mind the trolls. I don't mind the Twitter bullies. And so I'm going to stay on there as long as I can until I get banned, which I hope I don't. But if I do, I'll have a platform like True Social now to go to.
You know, there's a big debate between, do we stay on these platforms and use them to bring people over to the alternatives, or do we just get off based on principle? So you're more on the side of strategically bringing people over. Yeah,
these platforms, big tech, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, they understand how powerful conservatives' voices are. They understand how powerful our message is. That is why they censor us. That is why they silence us. In 2016, President Trump would not have won without the social media presence he had, and also the freeness for Americans to speak their mind. The stuff I was posting on social media in 2016 wouldn't fly today. Democrats coordinated with big tech in 2018, 19, and 20 to censor President Trump and conservative speech, but they're seeing repercussions because of that. They're seeing consequences because of that. Their stocks are falling, their users are falling, and I hope that they return to the platforms and to the ideals that made them great platforms and made them even trillion-dollar companies. But they strayed from those values, and hopefully they return to those days because they are needed, they are necessary, and I'm going to stay on until the very last tweet is sent.
Beautiful. Love to hear that. And so over the past year, from January to January, we have seen just immense censorship happening on one specific topic, January 6th. And you call yourself a victim of political persecution from January 6th. So tell us more about that.
I am a victim of the January 6th witch hunt. I recently got a subpoena from the clowns in that committee, and I waved it around on stage the other day talking about how I'm going to frame it because it's a badge of honor to be hated by the communists. But I think it's greater than that. It's just not hated. I'm also feared by them. They understand that the Republicans that I work with and that I'm friends with are direct enemies of their anti-American agenda. The candidates and the people that I work with and promote, they love our country. They think our country is the greatest country the world has ever known, and they want to keep it that way. And the folks in this commission, they hate our country, and they hate people like me who speak out about what they're doing. But I'm not going to be silenced. And big tech banned President Trump on January 7th, the day after the fake Ray Epps-led Fedsurrection. And they said he incited the mob, and he didn't do that. And so they should let him back on, but he's not crying. He's not sitting in the corner crying anymore. He's competing with them. He's creating a great platform in True Social, and his voice is going to be heard.
Absolutely, and ever since then, he has been planning this platform out, and we are finally seeing the fruit of that labor, and it's so exciting to see what's going to happen with that. And you mentioned that you're representing a lot of candidates right now, so I assume that a lot of them are America First. So we're here in midterms, right? We're getting into the first primaries of the year. The November elections are ahead. What's going to happen, in your opinion?
Yeah, we're going to have tremendous success in the midterm elections. Our goal is that only America First pro-Trump candidates make it through the primaries, and we're working really hard to expose those who aren't on our team. And some fights are easier than others. And for example, we were just down in Texas, and that's a tough fight. This candidate who is not a fan of President Trump, he has millions and millions of dollars supporting him. He's backed by anti-Trump billionaires, but we're holding our own. We're backed by the grassroots. We're backed by the people, and we're going to push them into a runoff. But we're going to have tremendous success. A lot of our candidates are endorsed by President Trump. We're going to take out the impeachment rhinos. We already knocked out Adam Kinzinger. We're going to knock out Liz Cheney. We're going to knock out Jamie Herrera Butler and Tom Rice and Fred Upton, and John Katko called it quits, and Anthony Gonzalez called it quits. And so the Rhinos are on the run, but we just got to make sure that the Rhinos don't get back in through some of these deep red seats that are open right now.
That's fantastic, and I love those statements President Trump puts out, like two down, 13 to go, or he does these updates for getting the Rhinos out, and we're really just trying to realign the Republican Party with the American people's voice, because it's been forgotten for so long, and I'm so glad that President Trump has been able to get in this political spirit and really shape it to tailor to what the people need. So that's very exciting news, and I'm very happy about that.
Absolutely, and it's important to remember that President Trump left office with a 94-95% approval rating within Republicans. And so shortly after January 6th, all the fake rhinos were all like, well, we need to redirect the Republican Party. Donald Trump is a threat. He isn't a threat. The Republican Party is Donald Trump's is a party of the America First agenda. Donald Trump's nomination in 2024, if he wants it. He set the blueprint for how we win. Every candidate understands that. That's why they all flock down to Mar-a-Lago and say, please, Mr. Trump, endorse my campaign. And they all understand the importance of the Trump endorsement. And so President Trump was the best thing that happened to the Republican Party in decades, and he's not going away anytime soon, thankfully. But we're also going to make sure that his voice and his message is represented in Congress for when he does run and win in 2024. He has a Congress that's going to help him advance the agenda in 2025.
Absolutely. And what do you think about the theory some people are throwing around, when we retake the House and the Senate, impeach Joe Biden and somehow get President Trump in as the Speaker of the House? What's your take on that? Well,
it sounds good in theory, and I would be in favor of that, but I don't see that happening. It'd be fun, but we do need we need a speaker who's going to show courage and toughness, and Kevin McCarthy needs to get tougher. I've been to 27 congressional districts last year. I'm going to be in a lot more this year. And everybody wants Kevin to show strength, courage, and toughness, because we are in a fight that we desperately need to win. He doesn't need to be liked and try to be appeased by the fake news media. They are the enemy of the people. He needs to acknowledge that. He needs to stand strong and advance our agenda no matter what. And so I would love to see Biden impeached. I'd love to see him held accountable. Unfortunately, I don't see Trump being the speaker. I love that idea, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Who would you see as the speaker?
Right now it's looking like it's going to be Kevin. Am I going to be a fan of that? I don't think so. But it's looking like he's going to be speaker. If it wasn't him, I'd like to see somebody like Jim Banks or Jim Jordan have the courage to make the play, but I don't see that happening. And so I think we are going to have a Kevin McCarthy speakership, and I hope he does the right thing and he actually represents the concerns and the values of the base.
Right, and I would consider you, Twitter famous these days. You're getting big slots at CPAC, and people are giving you standing ovations. So how can people keep up with your commentary?
Well, you can follow me at Alex Bruesewitz on Twitter. If you're Dan Crenshaw, you probably don't want to follow me. But I am on Twitter, Instagram. I'm on Truth, all under the same handle, Alex Bruesewitz.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Alex, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Grace. And Brian Glenn is the man.
Yes, he is. Thank you.